Fix your slice, get compression, stop hitting up on irons, make sure you're going up on driver. Know your speeds on the green, know your line, play your ball flight, play the one specific to you. Score doesn't matter, just play better, play smarter. How many different things can your mind handle at one time? Here's the thing, your body can really only do one or two at the same time. And that's where all of your issues start out on the golf course. Today we're going to talk about a couple of those different things, and although each of them is important, you can't focus on them out on the golf course. We talk about all of these different things. We talk about them in different videos. We talk about them in shorts. But here's the deal. Once you get out on a golf course, you can't just keep doing that. You have to focus on what you can do. You have to trust your game. And we're going to break it down into a way that you can actually do this. So sure, you might be slicing the ball. You might start slicing it one day out on the course, but you know what? That's not the time to fix it. Unless there's a little thing you notice you're doing where you can just tweak that and boom, you're good again. I've done that before, but that's not always the case. If you're slicing the ball and you can't hit that driver, put it down. Don't try to go through the 15 different things you've learned to get rid of that slice. Put it down, hit a 4 or 5 iron, hit something you know can get you into an area where you can keep moving towards the hole. We've talked about it a million times. The first thing you really need to do is work on your mechanics. Don't worry about speed, don't worry about score. Play the right tee box when you're out on the course and things will be a little bit easier for you. Don't play the tips just because you want to, but get your mechanics down. Get that tempo down. Start slow. An 80-mile-an-hour swing with a driver is better than going 100 miles an hour and hitting the ball God knows where. We've all been there. So figure out your tempo. Get your pre-shot routine set up. I do a pre-shot for everything, no matter what I'm doing, because it helps reset my mind. If I'm on the range, I do a pre-shot before the shots. I started doing that in the last year because I realized going to the range, I was just wasting time. I was hitting balls. Yeah, I was making progress, but it really wasn't doing what I needed it to because it wasn't realistic to the course. Now, when I go to the range, here's what I do. I set up, I warm up a little bit, I do the same thing on a course, I'll go hit some balls, but then I start playing it like I'm on the course. I'll hit driver, I'll hit a short iron, I'll hit an approach shot or a chip. I go to the putting green afterwards because putting is something we don't do enough. If you're not practicing your putting, you're never going to get better. You can't just assume that you're always going to be lucky. You need to understand it. So that's what I do when I'm at the range. Now, I also have range sessions where I'll tweak things and I'll change things. I've been working lately on trying to make my swing wider, where I keep the club further out and make sure that I'm getting as much motion as I can, because that helps speed too. It's not just swinging faster, it's swinging smarter. If you can get the club further out and keep your arms in a V and keep that as long as you can, when you explode down, if you can keep the club parallel from here to ball, that's where your speed's actually coming from. If you have a nice loose grip, if you have lag in the club, you're going to come through and your body's going to do what it has to so that it can hit the ball and hit it with speed. But you don't need to just whip back and whip through. That's not going to help you, because what that's going to probably do is you're going to start casting or throwing the club out. You're going to cast the club and go over the top and go out to in. What does that do? That makes a slice. Slice is bad. That's probably a good reason why you're doing it, that or a really open club face. So once you have the mechanics down and you have your nice step up, your pre-shot routine, I've gone through what mine is before in other videos. I can do another one if you want, just let me know in the comments. You need to get up there. Take a breath. Nice and controlled. And here's the deal. My first shot of the day is almost never good. Actually, last time I played it was, but that was the first time that I can remember that I hit a good shot off the first tee. I should hit an iron off the first tee, but to me it doesn't matter. I'm going to do something dumb on the first tee. That's just how I am, and then I settle in. So if you put one out into the woods, if you put one in a spot that's not great in a sand trap, what do? You get pissed off. You're not happy. And that's a problem, because now for the rest of your round, you're thinking about that. What you have to do is let it go. If you're in the woods, don't try the hero shot. Don't try to just go for the green from there. Yeah, there's probably trees. The pros hit trees. If you have this tiny little gap, you just put it off the tee into the woods. You're probably not hitting that gap unless you're extremely lucky. Punch out. Find a spot that you can get that's going to make your next shot better. Make your next shot your best shot. Get yourself into a spot where you can then aim for the green, or if it's a par 5, get closer to the green. Get yourself close. That's what this game's about. It's about hitting a shot, and if you have to, recovering from it. Recovery is one of the most important things in golf. Not all of these other things like swing speed and what your score is. Realistically, my score doesn't matter. I'm playing golf outings, I'm playing with buddies. My score doesn't mean shit. Score is about ego. Let go of it. Because you know what? When you forget about your score and you start playing smarter, setting yourself up for better shots, your score is going to go down anyway. And that's pretty cool. I've dropped my score in the last year by more than 10 just by playing smarter. Now, it might not be the coolest shot. If I'm on a par 5 and I'm 230 off, could I take my 3-wood and potentially get it there? Yeah, I hit the 3-wood pretty well, but here's the problem. If I don't hit it well and there's a trap or there's water near the green, you can guess where it's probably going to go if I don't hit that perfect shot. So what's better? My 7-iron, 150 yards. I'm very good with that club. My 60-degree full swing goes about 80 right now, and I'm pretty consistent with that. So if you take that 230 and you do 150 and 80, what does that mean? That means I'm hitting 2 clubs that I'm much more consistent with and can control more, and in 2 shots I'm getting there, where yes, the 3-wood might save me a shot, but it also might put me in a penalty. It might put me in a trap. How many times have you seen a pro hit multiple shots to get out of a trap? It's more and more common now. So if you could put yourself in a good spot, you can still get birdie if you hit your 60-degree or your approach close. 7-iron's probably my favorite club. I hit it about 150 right now, hoping to get further, but right now it's 150, and I know that. If I can get a little bit more rollout, I could be even closer. You need to put yourself in a good spot, and you need to have that focus. For any of you who are out there that need more focus on the golf course or a little bit more energy, check out Bucked Up. You can go to the link down below. We're an ambassador now with them at Golf Reboot. You can use code GOLFREBOOT10. It'll save you 20% off. I know 10, 20, that was my bad. But it'll save you 20% on all of their different things, whether it's pre-workout, whether it's different things for the gym, whether it's an energy drink. Their hydration drinks are great. And if you need that hydration out on the course, give that a shot. It's Bucked Up. Link is down below. Flavors are great, and it'll really help you focus out there. But focus is where it's at. Know your game. Know what's going on. Make sure you warm up before a round. Make sure that you hit putts. I do what I call putter gapping, or the ladder drill. I'll hit putts at my house, wherever, 5, 10, 15 feet, and gauge the distance the putter's going backwards and forwards. I don't slow it down. I keep it the same speed. And I know how far I need to go back and through to hit 5 feet, 10 feet, 15, 20, however much. Then I go to the green when I get there to start a round. And I'll test those speeds on the green, which tells me if my normal 5-foot putt doesn't get to the hole at 5 feet, I need to do a little bit more. The greens are a little slower. If it goes flying past, greens are fast. Bring it back a little bit. And that sets me up so that I know what's going on the greens. Golf is a fun game. There's so many different pieces to it, but you need to be smart about your planning, your preparation, and what you're doing out on the course. There's guys who are 70, 80, however old they are, out there playing all the time now. They're not hitting 300-yard drives. Honestly, you probably aren't either. You may tell your buddies you are, and I've hit a couple that have rolled out to 300, but it's not consistent. I know my consistent drive is anywhere 250 to 270. I can get a little bit more on it if I need to, and if I've got the wind and I've got some roll, it can go far. But don't plan for that. Plan for what you shoot. Know your club gapping. Know your distance profiles. Lose the trust gaps. You need to figure out your game and play your game. If you worry about your game versus everybody else's, you're going to be fine. I'm actually playing in an outing on Monday, and it's a course that I haven't played since I was in high school. I used to love the course, and I'm really excited for it because I'm much more consistent now, and the course is actually shorter from where we're playing. So I'm excited to go out there and just play my game and see how things have gone. So check back next week. We're going to talk about that. I'm also going to start breaking down some swings with people I've been working with lately, just to show you the little tweaks you can make at the range when you're practicing to get a little bit better at golf and maybe lower your score. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, shoot us a message, send us a video of your swing, and we'll look at it and we'll break it down and we'll find a couple things that you can tweak, because that's where it all starts. Something as simple as how you hold the club, something as simple as your shoulders, something as simple as where your feet are. All of that can affect you. So figure those things out. Take some of the advice I gave you in this video, and remember, our goal here is to help as many golfers, hopefully 1,000 in 2026, get a little bit better at golf while we do the same thing. Comment down below anything else that you have questions on. Make sure you subscribe, and remember that our goal here is to help golfers like us get better. We're not pros. I'm not a pro. You're not a pro. But what I want to do is make sure we can have down-to-earth conversations to help us all get better. If you want to keep watching, check out the Full Bag Framework series. That's going to be popping up now. It'll take you through your whole bag and how you can start tweaking things as we make more videos and grow. Remember, our goal in 2026 is to help you so that together we can all play better, have more fun, and love the game again. See you next time.